solid time.
Scott. Brandon Beckler, what is over
We didn't. Fire.
the road. Will be held on. Three.
1200.
Players started with 25,000 in chips today. You can late register until the second break, which will be 3 more levels. 30-minute levels.
Alright, man bets 2300.
And Dustin takes it down.
That's called.
Wines right now are 200, 400 with the 400 ante. There's 15 minutes left in this level. Brandon Schmidt is our current chip leader with 73 big blinds. Janet's in second with 70 big blinds. They've all got fairly good stacks. I mean, we don't really have anyone who's super short. The smallest stack has 19K, and with the blind levels what they are, we don't have anyone who's in trouble right now. So lots of poker to be played.
So there was a little glitch in the sound,
Okay.
which is why we test on level 5. I'm going to set my timer for 15 minutes and then go check again.
Okay. So all the talking I've been doing was not there, which is okay.
It's fading in and out, and
Okay.
I think I recorded it.
Okay.
So we'll get something good.
8-fold, 9-fold.
Well, we've got a couple playable hands in the blinds now, so we might get some action.
Raised to 3400.
Adam fold ace-8 suited on the button.
He did.
Okay.
Actually, in the small blind.
And a call.
Yes.
Oh yes, you're right. You're right.
And again, this might also be, as I said earlier on, he and Josh have, I mean, they know each other's playing styles very well. So the fact that Josh opened, he probably felt he either had a stronger ace or a bigger pair. So he probably, I mean, other than the suited option, he probably didn't feel great about the ace-8.
Now Josh hits an open ender on the turn because it went check check on the flop.
I don't see Josh folding here. He came along for the 3-bet pre-flop, so. Did he just raise? Oh, okay. It's tough to tell the chips from this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check. And check.
Well, the chips are moving around the table now. So these are accurate. Correct?
Those are accurate
Yes.
for the first 8 hands. Now right here,
Yeah.
between hands,
Yep.
you'll see chip count.
Yep. I've been going through those as they come up.
After 20 hands, it will cycle from chip count to VPIP to chip count to PFR to chip count, and it'll show us the different stats. It doesn't show us right now because it's only
Yeah.
one
There's
orbit.
not enough information.
Right. So it weighs of 57%,
Right.
and Brandon and Jim and Janet haven't raised it at all. We can manually pull up whatever stat we want,
Okay.
which is really neat about the software.
10-fold. And 2-fold.
That's fine. All
fun.
all the way up.
Who were sitting at tables, 2 or 3 tables away, yelling to each other, obscenities.
Oh,
Friendly obscenities, but still obscenities.
yep.
And I
I have a feeling I know who that was.
yeah, I said I'll give up penalties. I said, okay.
Yeah.
10 minutes later, he comes in here. Well, I guess I'll commentate for a couple minutes for about 9 hands.
I remember.
Oracle.
I like to have fun.
16.
Now, sometimes, if a card doesn't read,
Yep.
Heidi in the background
Yep.
is running the action.
We're very fortunate in this area for having the opportunity to, you know, the Fargo area and the Grand Forks area. We have so many great poker players because all of these people work full-time jobs during the week and they give up their weekends to tolerate the likes of me and the rest of us. So hey, he's gonna see it. Or is he gonna try and come over to the top?
Or she has a 7 and she snaps you off and you lose $5,000.
He lets it
Good
go.
bet, Janet.
Very nice.
I think I do too.
Yeah.
Does have
Well, and he knows Janet's pretty solid. I mean, they've been playing together since this morning, so they're on 5 levels at the same table.
right. There's really
Shortest stack being 18K.
25K
That's,
starting stack.
yeah.
And we've got like 17, 18,
Yep.
19. That's always fun.
Yeah.
And she's going to go into King, Queen, King, Queen,
10.
King, 10. Yeah, by the time it gets to them, there's going to be a raise
Chris
and a re-
opened.
It's only 1,300 to come. He actually, Chris, won my home.
Yeah.
That was like a $10,000 prize pool.
Holy moly.
But every Saturday, I just run 100
Running normal now? Or
Walker is not doing anything.
Nothing. Okay.
Cass Lake has Cedar, so
Yeah.
they get a game going about 7 o'clock on Friday, and it runs till like 1 o'clock. So
What are the 10 o'clock?
11 o'clock.
11 now.
We're
Okay.
getting a taste of freedom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was closed down. They were slammed because they were the only restaurant open.
Crazy.
Yeah,
That is crazy.
because you know,
I'm happy to still be around. I've got a lot of friends who did not make it through all of this with their business intact. So here's with us two great guys. Heavenly Hog is another barbecue business, and he has great foods. So I'm very, very excited for the summer to summer because there were no events for him to be at. So looking forward to seeing him out again this summer. So. Raises with his ace 10 suited. Janet calls with her ace 8 suited. Brandon comes along. All over the place. Yeah. So they might.
great is that? They're
Yeah.
That is so good.
She
Yeah,
comes. Yep.
that's 8-9 is the nuts. I know that, but in this hand, it's maybe 30. If he's certainly strange, maybe a little more. 7.4.
Then we'll be going up to 3.6 with a $600 big blind Annie. 600 chip. The stack sizes of the dollar amount.
Dollar
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just going to say a friend of mine asked if I had any poker books, so I was looking at who was it that Harrington's tells has dollar signs on all of his stuff back 20 years ago. That's my 15-minute timer. I'm
He's got pocket tens right now.
7
in here.
Yeah.
So we're
per night.
$5.
$10 per $7. It's chip and lines.
Check.
Random flop seal coming in.
There would you can fire
2.7 there. Check. Straight. I was gonna call.
Check.
lines are now 300, 600, 300.
Lines just went up now. So now we're at 300, 600 with a 600 ante. Anybody who begs chips comes back at noon tomorrow. People begged chips last night. I would have to take a look, but right in that area. I believe
T 1600. Fold. 6 fold.
Dustin's under the gun. King queen. Adams in the big blind. At this point, if I'm Dustin, I obviously just call. Hopefully he doesn't
You gotta raise
come over the top and get too excited. But he did. I would assume Janet's gonna go away now. Yep.
3 fold.
Check raise, chased her away. Picks up nice, just about 5K there, so. Chip stacks are getting a little closer to each other. Our chip leader is still Janet with 61 big blinds, and our short stack is 26 big blinds, so we're still. How did that turn out, Mr. Anderson?
Well, I was trying to do something new this morning, and I think it was too much for the computer because it was really choppy.
Okay.
So for the next 15 minutes, it's still really choppy as we're listening to it.
Okay.
I quit doing what I was trying to do, and then it looked like the sound came back.
Okay.
So I set my timer for 15 minutes, and we'll check again.
Perfect.
And Janet has the king and the king under the gun. Raises to 2,200.
Six fold.
Jim
Eight
calls with
fold,
ace
nine
queen.
Fold, 10 fold. Two fold.
Janet has the ace magnets. Let's see if it works out for Jim.
Well, there was another ace in the muck too. I want to say Scott folded one ace nine. So. And
A
she,
king.
Yep.
Check now or
If
just
I'm-
continue?
I don't know. He's not gonna come along. Jim's pretty.
He's got a gut shot and an ace.
He's
Three, bet
So he
35.
actually has 2 outs. He might think he has as many as 7 outs. If they were all live, you'd have a jack, a jack, a jack, a jack, an ace, an ace,
Yep.
an ace. He doesn't know he's down to 2 jacks because the ace won't help him, and the other 2 jacks have been folded.
Three, bet 6,000.
It's 6 of diamonds on the turn?
Yep.
Correct. Now we have some action.
6,000
Okay,
and a
he
fold.
gives it up.
Yeah.
So what she bet? 3,500 on the flop, and he
Yep.
called. Nice. Did she show or did she just muck
Nope.
up like a professional?
Yep.
Like flops top set, didn't care.
Nope.
Didn't need anybody to see that. That's scary.
I love Janet. She's a little firecracker. We don't get to see her play as much because they have 2 beautiful granddaughters and she loves spending time with them. She's also a nurse in Alexandria. So she's a busy lady, so I always give Jerome a little bit of grief when he shows up without her.
How old are their granddaughters?
Harper just turned 3 and the little one is maybe, I want to say 6 months, but they're so cute. Absolutely adorable. Mention another one of our sponsors. We've got Jennifer Spees from Tax Lady, and she's also the gaming manager at the North Dakota Horse Park charity. So we've had poker tournaments out there too. So she's been a nice supporter of the
Finally
poker.
raised it.
What's the
2,200.
horse park charity?
So
Track?
Yep.
Racing?
Yep.
Okay.
We have a track north of town. There's usually only a couple of actual racing weekends, but there are other events that get held out there. We do the food truck festival. And there's other things, but they've had poker tournaments out there.
3 fold.
And that's just north of Fargo?
Yep,
That's
right outside of town. And so she runs the charity for that. But that's also a charity that has when we do the charitable gaming in the bars,
Right.
they've got machines and stuff that the poker machine or pull tab machines that blackjack and whatever. So there's some fundraising that happens there. That's good.
4 check.
All right. Ace deuce 8.
Now Josh raised pre-flop, so I
Yep.
expect a continuation bet.
Yep.
And Jim is afraid of the ace.
Yeah, and unless Jim,
It's an
and
easy
he knows,
fold.
yeah,
He was set mining.
for sure.
He didn't like any flop that didn't have a 5 in it.
Exactly. Haven't had a lot of activity from Josh or Adam, so it's nice to see him pulling in a pot.
This is done. I'll show you the VPIP.
Yep.
VPIP is voluntarily putting in money pre-flop,
Yep.
and Janet's up at 50%, so she's seeing half of the hands she's coming along with.
Yep.
Scott, Josh, Jim, they're all down to 25%.
Yep.
So now this is a relatively small sample size. This is
Yes.
hand 17,
Right.
so they've only been around the table twice.
Where is that? Where's the hand number?
It's right here on the right hand side.
Oh, there it is.
And,
Okay.
and it shows up when we click blind.
Yep.
It'll show up right there
Gotcha.
at the top of the screen.
5 fold.
So many fun things to look at back here. It's kind of exciting.
Raise the 1,500. 8 fold. 9.
Adam with the 10s,
Second time he's picked up tens.
and he's the most aggressive player at the table. He's got a 31%
2 fold.
pre-flop raising.
3 fold.
So Scott raises with 7s, Adam just calls. I really hate 3-betting 10s because what he's in the best scenario right now where he's got Scott dominated with a smaller pocket pair.
Right.
But you really 10s. It's a mid pocket pair. you don't want any face cards to come out on the flop. And
6 bet 1,500.
you know, Scott's gonna continue. Oh, that's a
Got a
great
gut
flop for
shot.
Scott. He thinks.
Yep. Well, they both have an overpair.
Yeah.
I don't
So
see.
they're both super happy with that flop.
Yep. And either one of them probably thinks their top pair is good. The other person might be having, ace face or.
Yeah. Yeah. If I'm Scott, I'm gonna lose a lot of chips right now because
Right.
I think Adam's got an ace queen,
Yep.
king queen, ace jack, something, 2 overcards that he's just coming along with. So I'm gonna keep firing, thinking my 7s are good. This is a value bet from Scott.
Right.
And call.
Adam just calls.
If it comes out like anything less than a 9.
Oh my gosh, he hit the straight.
He gets there. Ugh. Oh, that's. I can't fault Adam for
Nope.
playing it any. I mean, he just.
Bet 5,
7.
6 bet 5,000.
It might be tough for him to put him on a 7 here. Yeah, he
He
calls.
snapped
Yeah.
calls there.
Pair of 7s.
Ouch.
Straight.
He's like, wow, okay, that happened.
He did
But
have
he
a
just
7.
came along. I think if he would have come over the top at any point, Scott might have still. I mean,
You lose him if he's beat. So let him keep firing. Let him keep representing with his ace king. Like let's say if I'm Adam, I think Scott's got ace king, ace
Yep,
queen,
same
continue. I'm just
Yep.
gonna let him keep firing if it comes out safe like that. What you think is safe.
right.
Because he's gonna fold to any bet that if you raise, if he doesn't have a real hand. In this specific instance, he might have called with 7s anyway.
Maybe.
That's just a
I
weird
mean, what's
hand
the
to
gotcha?
play.
It is. See, and I hate 10s also, 10s and jacks, just from the purpose of, in a situation like that, I have a hard time just calling with a low board, because if I do think he's got ace king, ace queen, so
You wanna deny him some
then
equity?
I'm literally just calling it off, and then a big card comes on the turn, and what do I do?
And now
Yeah, so I'd rather take it when I feel like I'm ahead and I know I'm ahead, versus,
Well, that's what I was saying. If it comes out less than a 9,
yeah.
then I said Scott's gonna lose a bunch of chips,
Yep.
except for unless it's the
Unless
4
he
or the
hits a
7.
straight, yeah.
Unless he hits the boat or the straight, and so he hit the perfect card for Scott, where it put him ahead and made it safe for Adam to call.
Adam's got another pocket pair.
Let's see how he plays this one.
Well, he opened and he's got. Josh didn't come along. Jim called a small blind. Like I said, those two players have a lot of respect for each other.
4 check.
So if they tangle, they know they've both got a pretty big
I
hand.
like this
10
hand
bet
flop
2,000
for
and a fold.
Adam.
Yeah.
And continuation bet folds, just standard poker now.
Yep.
That's what's supposed to happen.
Get some of his chips back after that last time.
It's just such a weird spot.
It is.
I mean, I can't. I'm trying to think of how I would play it differently, and I think I just do the exact same thing that Adam did and just lose the pot. Because Scott could have played that with jacks. Or a better hand than 10s. What are we looking at?
We haven't seen much from Brandon, and so I was looking at his pre-flop raising, and yeah, he's,
5%.
yeah.
5% PFR. Let's take.
He and Dustin both are.
There's nothing going on in this hand, so let me show you this guy. If you click on the name,
Yep.
Same place we did.
it tells you all of his stats.
Yep.
Player 8, chip count. Oh, we're not on hand 20 yet, so it won't show
Yeah.
us those yet. Next hand, we're on hand 19. Next hand, I'll get all of these stats available to us. We can manually go in and choose it, but after the next hand, it'll automatically do it for us. Alright. Registration is still open for another probably 90 minutes? Or
Just
maybe
a
60 minutes?
hour and 15, I think. Whatever we have left.
Oh, the
of-
break. Yep, 2 levels
Yep.
in the break.
Whatever we have left of this blind, and then 2 more levels. And then Flight C starts at 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
And you can get into that one until 10 p.m.
5 bet.
And they will have Survivor games going too. I'm pretty sure they're trying to start them this afternoon.
2 15-minute breaks.
Oh, that's right. So 10:30.
3 fold.
Survivor games are starting up right now. So players that are out or maybe bagged a big amount of chips last night, still having some fun playing poker today.
Are they running survivors yet?
I heard them calling for a list
Okay.
now, so
Because the view we see right now with those tables in the background, those are designated for the survivors. So
well, I heard him call to start a list.
Okay.
So hopefully, once people start knocking out, they'll probably start them.
sounds good.
I don't think we had any going last night.
I don't think so. Now here's all of the tournament tables. We've got 15 tables in there, 16 including the feature table. So it's they're prepared to handle a big crowd. And they ran 90 through last night.
I was talking about that while you were away. I thought we had 90, and then did we have 27 or 28 big?
Tenfold.
Yes.
Yeah. Perfect.
We had 27 or 28. Yeah, it was something like that.
2 calls.
Look at me, sounding so smart.
About 3 tables. And you can find all that on the 701 Poker Tour Facebook page. Everything's posted.
5 call. 6 call.
9-10 suited. That's my favorite hand. Oh, we might have.
And 8 check.
Yep. 5-way action to the flop.
Six check.
And Scott with his 6-7 offsuit just flops fabulous.
Crushes in the small blind. What was there a raise pre-flop? Or
Nope,
did
it
they
was
just all limp
everybody
around?
limped.
And Scott, he likes to trap.
And now Brandon's representing that he
Yes.
got
Like,
a
I'm
big
the
big blind
Of course
special.
I have a 6.
Yes, this garbage. Of course I've got
Folds
it.
around.
Now,
As soon as
Scott should just
calls,
flat if he comes over the yeah.
No, he calls and the hand's over now.
Yeah.
Because
Brandon's not going to put any more.
It's
in.
gonna go check on the turn.
6 check.
I mean, he's thinking about making a move. I don't think he will.
8 check.
And now Scott's gonna lead out for 2,000.
And get nothing.
Right. It's gonna be a snap fold by Brandon.
Yep. I don't blame him for trying to make
No,
a move there.
he
I
played
mean,
it exactly.
you don't need 5 people just seeing all the rest of the cards, so someone's got to stick.
And he went 3,000.
Yeah, and nobody's coming along unless they have the 6.
All
So
right, there's my 15-minute timer. Let me go check out how this sounds.
I'll start singing if that helps.
All
I'm just kidding. We want people to watch. It's okay. Janet Getz, still our chip leader, 41.5. And Chris is our short stack, 15K.
No.
As we said earlier, players start with 25K, 30-minute blinds.
Okay, it's perfect.
Hey,
So,
we fixed our problems.
yes, I was trying to overload my computer and it affected the sound. So,
No, I don't think no change. I'm hoping to get some better cards so I can.
15 minutes ago, like me, work these problems out so we don't have problems at the final table when it really matters.
Right?
Yeah, you see what I've been giving away with.
3 fold.
I could buy, what the hell have I played? King, 4, 8, Queen. Oh, my turn.
Now that we have 21 hands in,
And these ain't
I'm going to want to see Brandon.
5 fold.
Yeah, I was looking at his.
Not a lot of action going on, so let's just interrupt and click on Brandon. And now it shows player position, seat 8, chip count 17-2, VPIP 35%, pre-flop raising 10%, went to showdown 28%, aggression.
And this is since the beginning of the table?
This is since the beginning of the table.
Yep, okay,
This
that's
is
what I
their
thought.
cumulative win rate. So Janet's
Yep.
up 14,000, Jim is down 14,000, Justin is doing good, 13,000 up. So
8 check.
it's a zero sum game.
9 bet 12 call.
Those are stack sizes, and that's it. It's just so fun to watch. If you're a geek like me, you love all these numbers and stats and information.
You're trying to make fun of my key tips. Is that what you're doing?
I love spreadsheets. I mean, I think they're fun.
I should have you come and do my project that I'm doing.
I love projects with spreadsheets.
Driving me crazy.
I had a friend of mine send me a text about a week ago. He's like, dude, I've got a huge favor to ask. I was like, what's up? He goes, I need you to make me a spreadsheet with
I can go to
the hours I work, the down rate and then the tips, and
Yep.
I'm like, okay, in 30 seconds, what do you want me to do? Because I'll be done.
Yep.
That's not a huge favor. That was easy.
I'm in front of you.
Yeah, it took me. I don't know if it took 30 seconds just to type that in. Type in the equations, and he thought it was the best thing in the world.
I'm getting better at my Excel spreadsheets and my formulas. It's all trial and error for me, but I'm getting there.
I actually taught Microsoft classes at the
Oh, I think I remember
college
you
for like
telling me that. Yeah.
8 years before I went on tour in 2013.
Eightfold.
And that's another thing where I just love teaching. I love geek stuff like that. I love poker. So I mean that was one of the hardest parts, leaving the college to go on tour, which I love both of them. I love teaching, but I love going on tour with poker. So
Well, you get to do some traveling. It's kind of fun to follow you though, because you travel, but then when you're home, you have such awesome family time.
Yeah.
And the dogs, it's like my favorite thing.
they're so good.
Yep.
Spot, shoot up my glasses.
Between the dogs and Johnny, I can just, your feed entertains me most of the day. All right, so we have Ace 10 and Queen 9.
I think I got underlying condition.
Check. 9 check.
Chris and Dustin. Now Chris is my guy.
Yep.
I see him stabbing here. He didn't call to not take a shot at it.
And I think Dustin was being leery of getting trapped with a king.
I like the 2,300 bet.
Yep.
It's gonna work. Well played. Oh, it's so hard. So hard to fold that. He's gonna make a crying call. All right. Well, Chris, I think you played it well. That would have
Yep.
worked on me.
Absolutely.
He's like, I do have the 10 kicker if you also have it, or I do have the ace kicker if you also paired your 10.
He could have put him on a busted flush too, without the checking. I mean,
It was.
that's the right spot though. You have to take a stab at it somewhere.
Those numbers.
That was the second best match I had all last time, and I ended up almost dead on. Charlie was supposed to be in the 1,000. I don't think Carter's getting run out a couple times before.
Sounds so good.
It sounds so good. We just paused the microphone just for a second to make sure the Facebook and Twitch and YouTube streams were all sounding good, and verified that we did fix the audio problem.
Now you're officially stuck listening to us.
Whee! You can always hit mute. Now, do you know Facebook will auto-generate captions? So if you hit mute, the captions will come up.
Threefold.
And I had so many people when that started in October, I think, was the first time when it happened. I had people sending me direct messages, take the captions off, it's covering up the cards, and I was like, that's on your side. That's Facebook. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not doing captions. That's on Facebook. Those are your settings. So I had to walk through and tell people how to, or turn up your volume just a little bit,
And
the
then it'll
caption
go
will go
away.
away.
Yep.
But when you have it muted, Facebook says, "Oh, it's muted. Let me put the subtitles on here for you."
I like Chris here. He's got 9-10 suited on the button.
We love 9-10 suited on the
Love
button.
me 9-10 suited. Adam's calling for sure.
Ooh, 3 bets.
Ooh.
Adam is the most
He
aggressive
is
player
pretty
at the table.
aggressive. And he
Such a
might
fast spot for
have
Chris.
thought, I mean, everybody folded, so, to open on the button isn't
Yeah, you can.
I
open
still
it.
call here, but obviously because I'm obsessed with 9-10 suited.
But that's half his stack.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a third of his stack.
Yeah.
Because he's already got in 1,600. So it's a third of Chris's stack. He just drove 3 hours. He is not afraid to spend another $150 if he has to.
Yep.
If he's wrong here, this might be a spot where he piles it in, and it would work. I think Adam folds to a shove
Right.
because then it's another 6-7K on top of
Well,
that.
and Adam's
8K.
only got 13K also.
Right.
So.
Yeah. See the awkward stack sizes there.
I was sick the other day. I was
It's
going
tough
through
there
my
because he
stomach.
opened.
I feel good today. My breathe good. So my chest, gives me a belly.
Three bet.
You wanna get-
It's good play by Adam. Good three bet.
Absolutely.
I realize the world of hurt I'm getting myself into.
As long as my stomach ain't loaded in my chest, I can live with this. I lived with this 5 years with three flaps and a triple.
Chris is down to 18 blinds,
Tried to kill me, especially my chest for 2 winners. I had three that
which isn't the end of the world, but we can see it from here.
Right.
You know, at 18 big blinds, you want to start picking a spot
That's why
That's probably the best.
where you can double up or bust out and rebuy before the blinds are too hefty.
I think at this point I would just
And Chris
wait.
has the ace.
If I bust here,
Wait till
I
tonight.
wait till 6 o'clock. Just because it's a tough time to enter the tournament with 25K.
Right. What are the blinds right now? Blinds are 600.
366, so you're told 1,500 per orbit. They're going up to 488.
I'll give them
I think I still jump. Well, if I only have, because of the North Dakota charity
Yeah.
laws, I only have one more bullet. I might wait, and Chris is going to get paid. Adam now has the 9s.
He wanted a 5.
Alright, we're up to
He's going to 3-bet again.
No, he.
4,200.
Dustin behind is going to get away from it with his pocket trays. But yes, now Chris is going to get it all in. And
I could have raised that time. I don't know why.
Chris is going to, Adam's going to call because it's so small.
All in for 9.
Snap, snap. Aces against
I did
9s.
nines, I thought it was Destiny,
A little
so I
tangled.
figured I had
Chris
to-
is going to get back everything he lost in the last hand with some interest.
And that's going to put
Assuming
Adam
he
as our
fades.
short stack if he doesn't. Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
yep, it's done.
Always makes you feel better when you see that
Yeah.
right away.
Yep.
Saves some stress of the sweat.
Now see how the card is not in the box right there?
Yep, that's why I
it
didn't
hasn't shown
register.
up
Yep.
because in that box is a antenna reader,
Yep.
and
I was hoping
you
you
can
were
see
gonna
Heidi
make your
leaning
move.
over to see what it is, and she just typed in Jack of Diamonds.
Yep.
She's
That was
so
a really nice double up.
needed right there. Now he's back. He just saved $150.
And now Adam's going
because
to
he's
be our
back to
short
starting
stack,
block.
so I assume he's going to come firing pretty soon.
And
And I think, did he play last night?
I don't.
I'm not sure.
Chris has been handcuffed to Adam on his direct left for the last hour and a half, or for the last all day that we didn't watch, but for the last hour and a half at the
Sounds
feature
like you're a
table
doer. I'm
with
a
Adam
whining-
constantly 3-betting him and making him aggressive. Chris has had to tone it down, and every time he stepped out of line, he got his hand slapped. So Adam having down to 9K is going to make it easier for Chris to start making moves now. Of course, any move he makes is going to be a shove on Adam's part.
Well,
you know.
Adam's got an ace right now. He might just decide to do it now,
Rip it
especially
in,
if it's
go. Folds to
there's
him.
no action. I mean,
Yeah, he's on the cutoff. He's going to 3-bet even with a short stack.
10 bet 1,200.
Just a
Two
just a
fold.
mid
in
raise.
raise.
Which I really like.
Big line.
3 call.
It'll encourage the blinds to come along with the kings, but you've got the one. And I think if we don't have, it's hard to hit a flop. When the blinds miss the flop, he continues and leaves down a nice 4,000 chip pot.
Right.
Or they hit
Oh
the king, but he gets
my.
the ace, and he might actually make some money here.
Oh, he'll probably put the rest in. No, really. All right.
I like this slow play.
And they both might think their king is good.
Yes.
And now Jim has a gut shot also.
The check on the flop is going to get him paid the 2K right now.
Yeah.
And the 2K right now. Nice.
Unless the
I love
jack,
it when a
unless
plan
the
comes
jack
together.
comes.
Oh, deuce is clean.
Adam's good.
Check, check.
4 check.
5K.
He's only got 6 left.
Oh, okay.
10 bet 1,500.
1,500?
Little value.
Yeah. You have to call that now. You just called 2K on the turn. You have
Yeah.
to call 1,500. I think it's TDA. I think that's a rule.
That's not it should be.
3 call.
Yeah, she thinks her king's good.
And now the king 10, does he fold? He's like, I do have the king. You bet the queen. The flush came home, but I don't know.
Yeah, throw mine.
It's a tough fold. I think he's gonna do it. Yep. All right. And Adam's not super excited about his ace right now with the 5 kickers.
But pulling in anything right now, I mean,
Yeah.
picking up 8K, that's almost a double up for him right now
Yep.
because he had 9 before the
Now
hand.
he's at
So
18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was a nice pot for him to bring in.
Nickel me in.
300.
Scott's been pretty quiet for a while.
Speaking of Scott, 28%.
Big blind, I couldn't pull,
VPIP.
couldn't pull my king 10.
You get 20 minutes, right?
That's why I've been losing all my. Well,
Folding 7 out of 10 hands.
probably is better. King 10 is good except for. Well, no. When the
Now
king
that
flops
our
it.
microphone is working well, let's run through those sponsors. Give
Okay.
everybody a shout out one more time just in case we missed it.
Yeah, I've done a few. I've missed 2. Well, me, but it's weird for me to talk about me. But I can talk about
Talk
me.
about you. Tell me about the the roll. Is it a caramel roll or cinnamon roll?
Both.
10
Okay.
fold.
The size of your head.
The size of your head.
They're huge.
I had one of those.
All right, dealers, blinds up. Next hand, 400, 800 with an
Fabulous Randy's
800 big
Diner
line
in
hand.
Fargo.
4, 8,
Right on
10.
University Drive. Just off I-94.
And 5
It was
chips.
so funny when I was. It was so funny. I was in the hospital all weekend last weekend. It was so funny.
It wasn't.
But from one Stanford hospital to the other Stanford hospital,
5 check.
you drive
drive-
straight east and you drive
Yep.
straight north, and you're at that corner.
Yep.
So bing,
9
bing.
is betting 1300.
Sent some scrambled eggs for the kiddo.
Scrambled eggs. Yeah,
4
he
fold.
needed
5
that.
fold.
So yeah, I'm one of the sponsors, not just of this tour, but also the other tour that we have in the area.
We like
I hit a 3.
I love poker, and if I have the opportunity to help us continue to have these tournaments, I really appreciate it. And it's kind of fun because they let me do little, I'll give gift cards for the bubble, or, we've had a couple of venues that didn't serve food, and we do free delivery.
Okay.
So you don't have to use a third-party service for us. My employees actually do the delivery, so they let me bring food in when we're at places that don't serve food. So that's been kind of nice. So the players will order, and my employees will bring and drop it off. And so yeah, it's been adjustments through the pandemic. But now that we started this delivery thing, we're probably going to keep it because our regulars love it because,
Right.
like I said, you don't have to pay the fee of a third party, and they like when they see a familiar face show up at their door, especially the people that aren't comfortable coming out yet, which we totally understand.
Right.
So, and it's fast. I mean, I gotta say, my cooks are fast. So I have a great staff. I'm very, very fortunate in that department for sure. We mentioned Heavenly Hog earlier, but we'll do it again. Thane, I've not seen Thane this weekend yet. Maybe he'll be here tonight to play. But he's been a poker supporter for a long time. He has a great food truck. He does barbecue, best brisket you'll ever have. So we didn't get to see Heavenly Hog out last summer because there weren't any events for them to have his truck at. So hopefully this summer he'll be out and about. We have Tax Lady, Jennifer Spees. She's also the gaming manager for the North Dakota Horse Park Charity.
6 check.
3,500.
Check out this hand really quick.
Yeah, got
Scott outflops Chris, but Chris raised pre-flop, and Scott outflops him with second pair. So depending on how, and Chris put in a hefty bet. He put 3,500, and it
Yep.
works
good.
with the worst hand.
Nice job.
And I think Chris might have thought that was a value bet there. He didn't think he was bluffing him off of his 9. He didn't know.
Had to see where he was at too,
Yeah.
because Scott checked. So I think if Scott
Leads out.
Leads out, it
makes it
might have
harder
a
to
different- yeah.
continue. Nice blocker bet, but Scott
Absolutely.
likes to check, call, and trap.
and then fall behind sometimes.
It happens.
See, we've also got Mindak Gold. Jack Seaman is a sponsor for us. Gold, silver. That was loud.
It was louder. Whoops.
You guys are just nickeling down.
See, I turned off the volume and then the,
Oh, right.
There's that story some other place,
Okay.
huh? Where'd you hear that story from? You believe it
you
though?
don't like to listen to us, but you still want
Better
to
mind my
follow along.
P's and Q's and not say anything naughty, right? I never would anyway. No.
9 calls.
Well, I'm making a very good showing on the
No.
bottom.
I don't like that. I looked for the little beep button and there's not one, so I can't even.
I hope you feel
I'm
sorry
trying
for
to
me.
keep it
I feel
away.
sorry for him because we're not two folds. It's not our card playing that's causing
Yeah.
this, is it?
Self,
Couldn't think of my word.
self-censored.
That's the word.
Open is my card playing.
Oh! 4-fold, 5-fold, 6-fold.
Okay,
And
queen 10 calls. Brandon checks the big blind. Small blind went away.
Some messages from the Canadians saying, I wish the border was open. I missed this event.
Aw, we love those guys.
Joe Opiola.
Yeah, it's a good
They
it's a good time.
when we have the event at the Canad Inn, that's always been a great event, and we've had some of those guys come
Where
down
is
for
that?
that. At the Canad Inn.
The Canad Inn.
Yeah, Canad Inn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Canad Inn. Canad Inn. Anyway,
instead of the American.
yeah,
Canad
Inn. Yeah.
That's fun.
So
Where's that at?
that's on the south side of town.
In
In Grand Forks.
here.
Yep.
That's funny.
And there's a big event center. It's connected to the Alaris Center. So we've had several big tournaments there also, and those guys come down for that, or well, when they used to be able to come and visit us. Now we just have to wave at them on the border. Sad. Hopefully we'll all be together again soon.
You ready for my 2-5? You're running out of chips. You got no room for 'em now.
About 45 minutes left to get into this flight. Well, plus the break, so about
15-minute break.
an hour. Lines are at 400, 800, 800.
Is this the last level to enter?
Oh, one more.
Okay. Brandon with the Kings.
And
Jim
Jim with the
with the
queens.
queens.
Here we go.
Oh.
Should have some fun here now,
Jim's only got 11,000. It's all getting in.
for sure.
Brandon's got 15,000. He's going to. Now, does he just rip it in, or does he raise and then call off?
Jim?
Yeah.
Jim-
He's in the hijack. Everybody folds.
Jim, yep.
Yeah, you don't want to blow him off.
I think Brandon will come over the top though.
Yes. Brandon will look
He's
over.
gonna- yeah,
see,
he's
it's a
gonna-
small stack.
Yep, there's
Get
my
it all
address,
in, and that's a fold. That's a call.
Jim with the rest of it.
Yeah.
I don't know why he wouldn't.
No, he's gonna.
Yeah.
For sure.
Call.
He just wanted to make sure action was
We
on
got kings and queens.
Oh,
That's
they're
just-
running
that's a
the
cool one.
king.
Here we go.
Lucky lady. Oh, lucky lady.
Pretty safe unless we have
2
any
hours.
clubs.
Good.
1 out.
Yep.
Good hand.
King holds up.
What's on the river?
And again,
Four
he's off the board.
Yep.
I've got to tell him. There's a board for a reason, guys.
Well, we're down a player. That was a nice pot for Brandon to pick up. That puts him
Yes,
in a
it
more
was.
comfortable zone now.
He's back to a starting stack. So
28. Adam's still our short stack, but 18K is still not bad.
yeah. And with his aggression, what do we have? A half hour left. I just missed this. So we've got
Oh, just
22 minutes left.
plus. Yeah, so-
But for this level,
Yep.
then we're gonna lose him. 22 minutes. He's got 17K right now. I will set the line at 37,000. He leaves this table within 20 minutes.
All
A
right.
little more than a double up. I think he's, and I don't think it's going to be a double up. I think he's going to pick up pot
Yep.
after pot after pot. Instead of just the kings
Josh
versus
has a
queens,
pocket
he's just
pair.
going to he's just going to steal pots from these guys. He's got the aggression.
A lot of
for it.
garbage. I think if he opens, he's probably not going to get any action anyway.
Five bets, 1,700. 6-fold, 8-fold, 9-fold.
I love how Adam just wants to play every hand.
All right.
10 calls.
And these two have not tangled with each other today.
Now, if they know each other, that can work against them.
Yes.
Yesterday, Tyler Holness and
Yes.
Joel Clipping,
10 check.
who know each other, who are
Very well, yep.
very accomplished players, and Tyler pulled off a bluff that wouldn't have worked on anyone else except for Joel.
Yep. Yeah, we were all, the three of us were on a final table together last week in Wild Rice, and
Okay.
it was a good time.
Love it.
And he shows him. See, that's a little bit of mutual respect there. Where he's like, I'm not bluffing you.
Well, and Adam, I mean, he just wanted to see the flop anyway. He was in the big blind, so why not? He had a king.
I think that's a case where Josh wants to show him. I did have it. I'm not, I'm not playing light against you.
Oh, not even that
I would not have checked back that hand. That would have been better.
I'm going to mention some tournaments coming up again, because I think that was when we were having our technical difficulties earlier. So if you follow the 701 Facebook page, the events are listed on there as well. We've got the MASH tournament coming up in Devil's Lake, and that'll be our first time up there, so kind of excited. That's on March 20th and 21st.
I'm going to go find our next table after the break.
Okay.
And we'll bring in a new commentator.
Did you want information on Ron?
Oh, are you playing?
Yeah, Ron. I'm gonna
I thought you were coming in to commentate.
He's adding Ron to the table.
No
is what
problem.
he's
No,
doing.
you'll tell that to Height. He'll take care of everything.
Okay, well,
Oh,
Steve
for
mentioned
this.
about.
Yes. What's your name? Ron. Ron Olson. Perfect.
Hi, Ron.
Where are you from? Fargo. Fargo. Excellent. All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
So,
Good check.
what did you just win here? Didn't you just win River Valley?
Yep.
Yeah, so he was on the feature, obviously the feature
Okay.
table there.
All right.
So,
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good luck, Ron.
10 check. 2 check.
I thought he was bringing him in here to commentate so I could go grab the next feature table, which I'm still going to do.
Well, they're bringing him in since we lost Jim,
His
so.
balancing table, so we're gonna get Ron Olson in here. And Ron, was it last weekend he just won a tournament? Is that what he said?
No, that was that was in November, the
Okay.
Red River Valley Poker Championship.
Okay,
That's a big event we had last fall.
excellent.
Yeah, Ron's a solid player. We see him around a lot in Fargo. What do we got?
I'll be back. I'm gonna
Yep.
go find a new table.
9 call, 10 fold, 2 fold.
Heads up to the river.
8
Hasn't
check.
been a lot of action. Brandon made a bet after the turn.
9 bet 2,300.
I don't think he's calling. Oh, that's a
And 8 fold.
Chris picks up a little over 4K there. Our next break is in 45 minutes. And that will be the end of buy-ins for today, for this flight. If you did want to play tonight, that flight starts at 6 p.m., $150 buy-in, 25K in chips, 30-minute levels. You bag after 12 levels, you come back tomorrow at noon.
Welcome.
Back to tournaments. We're talking about the MASH tournament at Devil's Lake. After that, the Harwood Accumulator is March 26th, 27th, and 28th. There will be 3 flights for that one. Fool's Gold tournament we have every year at the Knickerbocker Liquor Locker. Mike is also one of our sponsors. Always a good time. That's on April 10th. And then we also have a new Lions, Tigers, and Pears event in Wapaton at the community center there. 3 separate events. You can play any or all of them, and that runs April 17th,
No, you
18th,
get
and
that all
19th.
the time. Oh, I do? There's a little steam box over there.
A couple pocket pairs. We should get a little bit of action
5
here.
raised to 1,900.
There's a couple that are trapped so deep that no one wants to
6
go
fold.
there. Dark hole.
8 fold, 9 fold. 10 fold.
Josh raises to 1.9 with his pocket 9s. Dustin's going to call from the small blind. Janet's got Jack 10, big blind. She might see a flop here. She doesn't look very thrilled about it, but she'll probably call. She's still our chip leader. Let's go. Heads up to the flop. Pocket 3s, pocket 9s.
2 check.
2 overs for Josh.
2 check.
Dustin's the only one with a spade.
5 bet 2,000. Two fold.
Picks up the putt.
Josh, your UND team's gonna be number 1 in the nation this week, possibly.
Scott is now our chip leader with 34.4K. Adam's our short stack with 14.6K. Blinds will be going up here soon. And we're still waiting on Ron's chip count. Oh. Well, he might have just bought in. It looks like they're showing him at 25K.
The biggest. Probably 2 talking keys. Who's on here?
Five fold. I've only watched it 6 times. 6 fold. 8 fold. 9 fold. 10 fold.
Fold all the way around to the button.
2 call. 3 call.
Dustin limps. Janet calls. Options on Ron. Queen Jack suited. He's gonna
2,800.
bump it up a little bit.
We have some action going on.
Little bit.
So I went out there to find a table in 15 minutes when we switch. It's 45 minutes
when we
yes,
switch. Yeah.
Yes, I thought we were on
No.
we were on level 8 right now.
I
We're
was-
only level 7.
I was confused why you were doing that too, but that's okay.
No, that was my fault. I thought we were a half hour.
You're sick of me already, aren't
No.
you?
Dude,
Oh, we got 3-way action here.
I like 3-way action.
This is me being so
Restrained.
against my every instinct.
Ron flops everything. He's got
Yes.
the top pair. He's got the flush draw.
He might
Dustin's
get,
going to get in trouble with also the top pair.
Yep.
Bet 5,000.
A little bit from him. Janet will go away.
4 bet 5.
So Ron makes it 5K. He bets half the pot. Wow, Dustin can't fold, right? Wow. All right, I'm losing 5K in that spot. Well played, Dustin. Especially a guy who just sat down. I'm not going to respect him yet.
It's just Ron. He just wins big tournaments. It's no big
He
deal.
just crushes big stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Well, that's
But I mean, when he called the raise pre-flop, what are you hoping to catch? You catch your queen and you're not going to call.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, good for him because I'm with you. I would have had to see.
Yeah,
him
I would have
third.
lost some chips here. Especially who I expect to be making moves and not being the.
Well, and it was Limpton. He was in the big one, so he could have.
You always have to make it about you every second. Good lord.
Adam and I are connecting.
Yeah, he's
All right.
hamming it up for the cameras because he's probably got his mom.
Maybe he had some live
He
reads that we
here?
didn't catch and knew he was crushed.
Yeah.
I'm losing 5K there.
Yeah.
This guy all pissed off.
They're having fun.
6 fold.
They are.
8 fold. 9 raised to 2,400. 2,500. 2,500. 10 fold.
There's your boy Chris. Raises to 2.5.
Making a move with the best hand. Dustin's gonna come along with a worse queen
Queen
again.
10 suited. Josh is in the big blind. Is he going to call to see a flop? Or get out of the way?
5 fold.
All right.
You have ace
No,
10?
we'll see what Dustin does again here.
Do you have ace 10? He just asked him. Check.
Check, check.
Okay, I thought I seen it, then I second guessed myself.
That's just a delay on our
Okay.
side. The
Yep.
people at home
That
will
last one.
notice that.
Okay.
Delayed C bet from Chris. Nope. He checks
check.
behind. Check, check.
Still. Check, check, flop. Check, check, turn.
Nine check. 10, 2
You
check.
never get to know what they're
Jack. Queen. 10.
I was really hoping you flip over his 10 there. Maybe you weren't, but.
Chris picks up
Wait a second, man.
a little pressure.
She needs to type in anything. There it is. 3 of clubs.
Got her.
My off season.
It doesn't look like he's missing it. It
No,
feels
that
like it's
that
in there.
time
Maybe
it
it's
looked
just,
like it was on.
So it might not be
it
just
was,
picking it up. I don't know. Because it looks like he's putting it in the right spot.
It looked good. Like the first couple times, it looked like it was off a little bit. That time, it looked like it was right on there.
Look, our new chip leader now.
Boom, my
Chris.
man.
Yeah.
What's your backup option?
Adam's got some work to do if he's going to make my 37K prediction.
I'm always rooting for the girl, so
Let's go, Janet.
that's right. Her husband calls her Muffin.
That's sweet.
Isn't it cute?
8 fold.
Ace, Jack, King, Queen.
I get a little something, something.
Cut off and button. Now is Janet the type that raises
Yep.
King, Queen in
I'm
late
guessing she'll
position?
raise. She's been pretty. No, just calls. Oh, she raised.
1200.
Gotta go, yeah.
Just a min click.
16.
Oh, the
Yeah,
blinds
she's
are up. You
gotta
gotta
make
make
it
it 16. Yep.
Here we go. I mean, the half raise is a nice move.
Yeah. Yes.
The old half
Hey,
bet.
And you know what? That kind of freezes people.
Right.
Did she under bet because she has a weak hand or because she has a strong hand?
Right.
You know? I mean the under so there I'm just calling.
And Ron just calls with the ace jack.
Well, it's a min click. He's on the button.
And Scott's coming.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
he doesn't-
Scott's.
yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
The big blind half.
No, the big blind.
He's gonna
And he got a
Scott
piece of it.
outflops him.
Yep.
6 check.
And he got sticky with the no, he didn't. He folded middle pair last time with the C bet. Now, depending on what Ron does, do you think Scott sticks around with middle pair? He folded to Chris
For
last time.
2.2,
Yeah,
I think.
it's a much smaller bet
Or, no, I mean if I cash and then
than what Chris did.
16.
No, he doesn't like it.
So my real question is if you buy action.
And it picks up a little.
That was nice.
Something.
I pay them.
See, they're scared of the girl.
It's hard to make a
This
pair,
is actually
Scott.
a really. I mean, this is
This
a
is
tough
solid
table. This is. I mean,
this
these
is a
are,
solid $150 table.
Yeah. I mean, these. All of
This
these.
isn't your standard bar league.
No, these guys are very.
So
Very good. The Fargo boy.
leave the tax.
Very, very good player. Yeah, all the way around the table.
You'd only report what you made.
Yeah, this could very well be the final table tomorrow.
50%.
No, because I'm not there. I
No.
want to be on the final table tomorrow.
Yes, well, we got the one seat as well. That, and you were in the one seat yesterday. They're
Yeah.
just keeping it open for
All
you.
3 minutes of it. It was so exciting.
It's closer to 5.
Okay, fine.
Statistical favorite. I love the play.
Not much I could do considering before that I didn't, 5 minutes before we moved, I was down to half of a blind, so.
All right, here's Brandon with the Kings.
10 fold.
Does anyone have anything to play with?
Doesn't look like it. He's in the big blind. I love having Kings in the big blind.
Ron might try. Nope, nothing.
No, I hate it when Scott just folds to you and he just.
Yeah.
Okay.
Josh, where do you go? 2K, I wonder?
Dad financial advice.
That looks like 2K.
2K.
It's gonna go maybe 5 because you don't want to push him away.
Alright, repop to 7,100.
71.
And
Oh, 71 is too much. I mean, I don't hate it because he shows some aggression. Maybe he's going to come with you.
I would have went 5.
there we go.
Chris is still our chip leader, 47 big blinds with 38K. Adam's short stack, but he still has 18 bigs. He's not in a position to have to do any major decision making yet. He's got plenty of time, 14K. Chips have been moving around the table. Our fourth change in chip leader since we started.
I just wouldn't want to like I pay the tax and then you get it and then you pay it too. You know that.
You can get around that, no problem. From my experience.
Adam is not finding the spot he needs at all.
10 fold.
Quick things discussed on the stream.
Dustin's coming in with his queen 10 of hearts.
You call 3 fold, 4 fold, 5 fold, 6 fold. 7 call, 8 check.
Small blind calls. And a check.
Number too much. You got
Flop is going to be something super fun and exciting. No.
We're starting to wonder if Darcy's awake over
8
there.
check, 9 check.
I mean, Brandon got a piece of it, so I guess if it checks around, he's going to feel pretty good about himself.
And as long as the queen doesn't hit. Now the diamonds are out there, so Brandon I think still bets because he's got the nut draw. So he needs a 7
1.5.
or a diamond
But no, Dustin, yeah, he is
or a
queen.
king.
I don't think Dustin's worried about the ace.
A lot of the stuff has been folded. Jack won't change. Dustin just called the 1500. I think he checks behind for showdown value and picks up the pot. 34 minutes left in registration, plus a 15-minute break. If you are on the fence and in the area, come on down. Or wait for 4 hours and come jump in the 6 o'clock flight C. Get a chance to play on the feature table.
That's what I was looking at. I was like, maybe not with the, maybe not with that coat, maybe not with the
I had them on and my wife.
Did you see how many entries we have for this flight yet?
I did not see, but we can check on the every hand on the clock. The picture-in-picture, it pops up on the top left corner and tells us. We got 4s against queens, against 7s.
4 raised to 5,000.
Called.
5,000.
Raised to 5, did he?
5,000. That's a big bet, Ron.
5 fold, 6 fold, 7 fold, 8
Well, he got limpers behind you
9
now.
fold, 10 fold,
That's pretty big.
2 fold,
That was like 3K.
He picks up 3,600,
3 fold.
uncontested. All right.
Better than losing with him.
It is better. If those are the options, I would take winning a small pot
Yeah.
rather than losing a big pot.
killing me with the snapping and looking at the phone.
Oh, and I didn't look. Picture-in-picture, it looks like 59 entries
Okay.
with a half hour left.
So yesterday we were at 149 total between the two.
Are you talking down in, are you talking in San Francisco actually?
Generally, our third flight is our bigger one.
Moscow?
So we'll see.
Typically, people traveling in, they don't want to get a hotel room for 2 nights.
Yep.
So
You might be on the street.
That's what I was going to do. I was going to come this morning, but then Matt had a deal last night.
Chris,
So
see,
we came last night.
Third time.
That worked out super swell for
That's
me.
3
Obviously
straight.
not, but that's okay.
So did you just get a room here?
Yep.
Okay. Me too.
Yep.
3
Here for the
call,
weekend.
4
Little
fold,
staycation.
5 fold.
Had to get a bunny sitter
That's the biggest problem we have is finding someone to watch the 4 dogs. And
Yeah.
6 raise.
the 13-year-old.
My bunny is pretty chill. She's pretty easy to take care of. So
8 fold.
people always laugh. They're like, "Show me pictures of your dogs," and I send a picture of my rabbit. She doesn't bark though, so it's nice.
My dogs bark.
Yeah, they do.
Come over to Bemidji one time.
Ace 8 and an Ace 7 both suited.
I like. I'll bet you Janet wins this hand.
I think it might come down to who's. There you go.
Got raised pre-flop.
She checks.
Let him fire. Let him c-bet.
Yep.
Just call? Question mark?
6 bet 2,600.
Check raise. I just call and let him keep firing.
I don't know, because the flush draw too, she might. What?
Oh,
3 fold.
Janet. I wonder if she misread her hand.
again?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just thinking, I mean, top pair, top kicker.
Top pair, top kicker. The other thing is, if you look at Scott's action, he's only got a 12% pre-flop raising. Let's look at these stats.
Yeah.
Lines up next
So-
hand,
so
500,
here's Scott.
1,000, 1,000.
VPIP 25%. He's folding 3 out of 4 hands. Let's pull that up again. Pre-flop raising 12%. Went to showdown 22%. So he's folding a lot, and she knows that. So when he raises and then continues,
5 and 1,000.
I feel like if she leads out there, though, I don't know.
she played that a little more passively than I expected.
Blinds just went up, so we're at 500, 1,000, 1,000. Last level before break and end of registration.
I'm really curious about that hand. I want to talk to her.
Me too.
6
I
fold.
like the 5-6 suited here, just because that's me.
8 fold.
Yep.
9
Same. If we ever get in a table together, we're gonna be playing the same cards.
We're just gonna look at each other and say, "I have your outs, you have mine. Let's go have a beer."
Whee!
I'll try for
I'll
everyone.
always do that.
check.
Battle of the blinds. We don't know what the flop is.
3 bet 1,000.
What is the?
I wasn't having this problem
3 hearts,
yesterday,
3 of
so
spades, 10 of spades.
and it looks good. It looks good.
Yeah, she had to move them and recenter them. There we go.
Check, 3 bet 1,000.
I think she manually typed those in, so I'm gonna have to find out what the problem is. Check, bet, fold. That was standard. 50 entries now. We just gained one.
So 60? I thought we were at 59.
I thought so too. Let me go glance at it, because now I'm curious.
Okay.
We are at 6-0.
6-0. 60.
And the display on the people at home is better and more clear than what we see right now.
Right.
Because of the pixel is turned down for the bandwidth. So when it wraps it up and puts it on the broadcast, it's a lot better quality. Because they are more important than we are.
Yes.
Cards, please. In and out.
We're not important at all. I mean, you are, because you have all this. I'm just fortunate enough to be able to hang out with you today.
Right under the table.
Your name is nothing.
Scott, gonna open it up here or just
6
call?
call.
Just calls.
8 call. 9 fold. 10 fold.
We don't have Brandon's cards yet. Over in the 8 seat.
4 check.
It's a surprise.
Surprise, it's a mystery hand.
It's a secret. I wonder what he has.
Whee!
This is one
Pocket
of those.
tens.
Yeah, I was gonna say this will be one of those where we can say, "Well,
So Brandon, it checks around to Brandon in position. He's pretty much going to bet anything. So he could have anything.
3 fold.
Janet
And
goes
we'll never know
away.
because it's going to work.
Ron's got the 5. Is he gonna? Well, all right.
All right.
2 overs. Is Scott gonna come along for that? Nope.
See how his cards are not on the reader?
Yep, and he didn't put him over there. I don't think
Yep.
at all.
Four check.
I check behind if I missed.
No, check. Okay.
A tray doesn't change anything. Unless Brandon has pocket trays. I think a blocker bet right now.
4,000.
4,000. And we will never know what Brandon had.
He's just hanging right under starting stack right now, so I don't know if he'll.
I want to see him hero call with a 10.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Doesn't do it. You might have had a 6.
I was just
even.
gonna say he might have had like ace 6 or something.
Yeah. Or 6-7.
I mean,
Yeah, something. Who knows? We don't.
no.
That's how boring poker is without hole cards.
Yeah. Ron's our chip leader now. Just floating all over. Adam's probably getting a little antsy. He's down to 12 bigs.
Yep.
And for being the aggressive player that he is, it's tough to.
Yeah.
He would probably be playing a lot more hands.
If he wouldn't have had that cooler against
Yeah,
Chris.
that was rough.
9s into queens.
Now it's, if they don't want to give information, it's upfront ahead of time, which is recovering yourself from that.
Scott's got the kings now. I think his PFR is going to go up.
Oh, for sure.
Chris and Adam,
And
can I
look
have
at all the aces that are out.
cards? Thank you.
Alright, you got 6 raised to 2,700. 8-fold, 9-fold, 10-fold,
2.7.
I'm not trying to pick on you guys.
2-fold, 3-fold,
Jam folds on the button.
I'm taking it really personally.
4-fold.
I know where you deal.
Josh will probably see a flop here.
Yeah, 2,700. That's not out of line.
Nope.
I've got a hard time picking
What?
deuces and sevens.
Apparently.
I think we're onto something here.
I want to see like this huge monster 3 all-in thing. That'd be super fun right now.
I'd like it. With Adam winning. To make my prediction correct.
Or with that, I don't know if he played yesterday, so part of me is like, is he gonna try and build it up so he can refire, or is he gonna? I don't know. He's
That's-
been really patient though. He really has.
Speaking of refiring, have you talked about the buyback bags?
I did earlier, but it might have been when we were cutting out.
So
Yes, I did mention.
I am not a fan of best stack forward, where you take money out of the prize pool and give somebody like a min cash,
Yep.
which is what most places do.
Right.
And Alan Kessler is very big opponent of this because it encourages or it allows for collusion. If you and I are at the same spot and I bagged 100 yesterday and I've got 50, but I get paid no matter what I bag, I might just dump to you
And bag 1 chip.
and bag 1 chip to
Yep.
get my buyback. Well, I discussed that with these guys when I was streaming their event in November after Thanksgiving. And they changed it to, instead of a full buyback, for every 1,000 chips you bag, you get $4.
Yep.
So if you bag
There
100K,
we go.
you get $400
2 bets, 2,000.
for your smaller stack. This also encourages people who do
I
have
think
a good
Josh is
stack.
I'm looking at this quick.
Yeah.
So Janet flops the 3 aces, but Josh has the nut flush draw, so I don't think he's gonna go away.
6-fold.
You need the. I was gonna say 5 of clubs, but that's already on the board. Anyway, so even if you do have a big stack,
Right.
you're still encouraged to buy back in because you get a bigger payday with your big stack. So if you have a 100 chip stack, you
Right.
could play again, bag more than 100K,
Right.
and pick up $400.
Right. And if you're like me and all of a sudden you have 3,000, you take your $12 and go skippity doo dah.
Could go get a couple of cocktails.
I won't have that option now because obviously I busted my first bullet. So
Check bet
just
call. Check
hoping
bet call.
to bag.
Check bet fold.
And yeah, he's out of here.
God, why couldn't there be a club? He's saying.
Bang fire in the hallway.
Why couldn't there be a club on the river?
I wonder if he's thinking he's gonna try and push her off.
Does she have an ace? And I can represent the ace? Will she fold to a big bet? I think he's going to just give up. But
Yeah.
he's going to go through all of his options. Like, how can I win this pot? There's 26,000 chips out there. How can I pick
Be a
this
nice
up?
one to pick up for him.
Yeah. She bet 10,000
'Cause-
into a 16K pot. That was a big bet. And now he's thinking, is she bluffing me
Yeah,
right
is she
now?
trying to get me to go away?
If I just pile this all in, if I pile in my 15K, oh, it's only 4 left. Never mind, she's snapping him off. I don't know what he's thinking. If he's trying to value call with king high, and you know that's
He's going away.
yeah. He was just trying to think of any way he could have won that pot. He's like, what do I do?
And she's thinking, yeah, come on, come on.
Dude. He was just, yeah. That was a big pot. He's like, how do I win this now?
Yep.
I have king high. How do I win this?
Janet's back to the chip lead now. Yay! Girl power. 12 big blinds is our short stack.
You know what? When I predicted Adams' meteoric
37K.
rise,
Yeah.
I forgot that chip leaders got like 37. So
Yeah.
there's not a lot of meat on the bone to share. You know, I was thinking it was like later in the
Right.
flight, like 2 hours from now.
Things are gonna start moving though because after break we come back to 1,000,
Right.
2,000 with a 2,000 ante. So 5K in orbit. Some of these short stacks have to start moving. So
9 fold, 10 fold.
I expect Josh to start making some moves now because he's down to 14K.
yeah, we can make it action here. I think Ron will play as king 10 or queen 10.
Or bet 4,000.
He raised.
All right, that's good for
Okay.
Josh.
Josh is,
Put it in
I was gonna,
14K.
is he gonna? Yeah.
Just put it in.
Yeah. He's. I don't see him just calling.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
either
see him
shove or
fold.
fold. Well,
Okay. Maybe he doesn't want to flip for his stack right now.
maybe.
Maybe he doesn't have a second bullet available to him.
I think he played last night.
So that
Don't know if he bagged.
that always enters into the decision. Because that was a shove or fold situation. You couldn't call there and then fold after the
Oh,
flop.
I was wrong. Our next level is 6, 12, 12.
Oh, we're at 5-1 right now.
Yeah. I was thinking we were going to 1, 2. We're going to 6, 12. That's good.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we won't be at 1-2 for
Yeah, I'm just used to it.
yeah, you used to 2003.
You act like I'm ever in this long.
What does blinds go up? I was running a tournament years ago, and I was like, okay, blinds are up. And this guy, he's been playing for weeks. You know, this is when I first started the bar league in Bemidji. And he goes, what's this blinds go up BS? And I go, well, the blind. Oh, Mike, you haven't been in 20 minutes yet. This is the first time that you've made it to the blinds go up
That's
stage of the tournament.
hilarious. Wow, foldy, 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 foldy.
I was confused at why he was confused. Then I realized.
We didn't see Brandon's cards again.
8 raised to 3,000.
Small blind and big blind. He raised to 3K. Big blind's gonna see it for sure. King, queen suited. I don't know what we're up against, but we'll see. Maybe he's got 10-8.
8 check. 9 check.
Checky, checky.
8 check. 9 bet 5,000.
Eric went out to tell Brandon to make sure he's got his cards where we can see them.
And a call.
bet his flush draw caught his queen.
Check. 5,000 fold.
I can't even tell. Kyle Anderson. What is this? Neutral?
Chris picks up the pot. 16 minutes left plus a 15-minute break. If anyone wants to still buy in. Flight C starts at 6 p.m. Other tournaments coming up. We got the MASH 701 tournament at Cobblestone and Devil's Lake. That'll be our first time up there for 701, and that's March 20th and 21st. March 26, 27, and 28 is our Harwood accumulator. We've got the Fool's Gold tournament coming up at the Knickerbocker Liquor Locker on April 10th. And the Lions, Tigers, and Pears event at Wahpeton Community Center. There's 3 events there, April 17th, 18th, and 19th. You can play any of the events or all of the events. There's more information on each of those tournaments on the 701 Poker Tour Facebook page.
Well, move your cards and then move them back in. Got 3 for this time.
So finally getting some poker coming up. We're happy to see it.
We're running out of 2s.
Right. 2 fold, 3 fold, 4 fold, 5 fold,
4 did what? Sorry.
4 fold, 5 fold, 6 call, 8 fold, 9
Scott
fold,
limps in with his King
10
Jack. Now we don't know Adam's cards, but he checked in the big blind. 4, 5, 6 of spades. So Chris has an open ender.
6 check. Everybody. 9 bet 2,100. 10 call.
Chris has the low end of the straight. Adam may or may not have the bigger end of the straight. Might have 2 pair, might have a spade, 2 spades, we don't know. He just called, he didn't come over the top, so.
9 bet 2,200. 10 calls. And 8 high straight.
It looks like
What does he have?
2,200.
No,
No,
the
what?
the cards.
4-8.
4 of diamonds, 8 of hearts.
Yeah.
Adam picks it up with the 8. There we go. Makes sense now. 13 minutes left. Looks like we're getting a new deck of cards because maybe that might be the problem with why things are getting picked up. We've been having trouble on the board. The river card hasn't been reading, so. And Eric is out figuring out our next feature table. We switched that on the break, so gives some more players some opportunities to play on the RFID table. And they just move from the whole table moves, they stay in their position, all of that, so we make that switch every 2 hours. So these players will go back to their regular table. And we'll have a whole new set of people to watch after break.
Had some technical difficulties with the 10 seat specifically his cards have not been showing up. It might be a problem with the table.
Yep.
In which case I'll just move them around and not use a 10 seat.
Yep.
But it's a lot easier just to check the deck of cards. So I swapped out the deck of cards and we'll see if that works.
And
And there's a 10 seat, Queen 10 right away. So
yep, so it might have been the cards.
It might have been
do you
another
have
couple
your
cards.
next table ready to
I'm
go?
gonna go get it right now.
I figured that's what you were going to do
I
after you
came back
changed
from
the
my-
deck.
Yep. I came back from my phone.
All right.
6 fold,
Okay.
7 fold, or 8 fold, 9 fold.
Folds around to the blinds again.
10 raised to 2,700.
Adam bumps it up a little bit with his Queen 10.
2 calls.
Dustin calls.
bets.
Yeah, Dustin's gonna fire the flush draw.
Ten calls.
The second pair, I think Adam's calling there regardless, just to kind of feel it out. I probably would have c-bet there, but
And two checks.
check, check, no, okay.
Ten checks.
Justin misses the flush draw, catches the river, but Adam's gonna pick up almost 6K there, so that's good. Well, he's got 10 minutes to get to where Eric wanted him to be, so he has to pick up another 10K for Eric to win, for his prediction to come true, so we will see. Janet's still our chip leader. She's got 41 big blinds, and Brandon is now our short stack with 12.3K. I'll get a little action out of this one, hopefully. Josh has got that suited ace-10.
Five bets 2,000. Six fold. Eight fold.
He
Nine
raised.
fold.
Min raised to 2K.
10 fold.
Dustin goes away. I think Janet's gonna call with her king-10, yep. 2 to the flop.
Three checks.
I think if Josh makes another bet here, Janet will go away. No. Check, check.
Three checks.
And there's his diamond draw.
Five bets 2,000. Three folds.
And she goes away. Climbing back. Players are going on break in 8 minutes, and then we will change our feature table.
That's all skill for it.
He's down 14 already. Thinking of the worst team in football. That's my pessimist about.
Ooh, Janet's got the kings in the small blind. Doesn't look like very much out there as far as hands that can
Five fold.
give her anything for it. We'll see how much she makes it. She might get Ron to stay with his 10-9, but
Six fold. Eight fold. Nine fold.
probably gonna fold all the way around.
Arena would not lose or something like that.
Two fold. Three. Raise. To 4,000.
She made it 4,000. Ron's gonna call.
4 calls.
It might slow her down a little bit.
Three check.
The question is, does Ron represent the ace? He's got the 9. He might think it's good there. Now with another ace out there, he's definitely gonna think his 9 is probably good because she did not come back
Bet
out.
5,000.
She checks again.
5,000.
So Ron bet 5,000 here. Thinking his 9 is good. If you're Janet, do you put him in on an ace here or not?
It's
I
harder
don't.
now.
Yeah.
With the second ace on the board, it's harder to have one.
I wish you would have fired after the flop.
Look at those Canadian football players.
'Cause he didn't bet the flop either, so I feel
No, check, check. It looks
Yeah.
like a world-class laydown.
right.
About 5 more minutes left in this level. Has Eric talked to you?
And again, that was a value bet.
Level.
He didn't think he was bluffing. He thought, you don't have an ace, obviously. You're not going to check to me
Right.
twice with an ace, so my 9 is good.
Stay in the same level.
I did just post the next table.
Oh, okay.
If you're out of chips, you won't have any
I'm gonna take a look and see who's coming in.
Some familiar faces.
Oh, that's gonna be a fun one too. Oh, we're getting the other half of the Getz couple now. Jerome, Janet's husband.
If I don't,
That's gonna be a fun table. Good.
what am I supposed to do? Probably resign. People are flipping chips on the table. They don't even know anymore. Whoa. Guess I should. I would hope so. Yeah.
6 fold, 8 fold, 9 fold, 10 fold.
Just make it up. I think
There's
you're
a
chip
just
breaker.
getting ready to go on break.
2 people at table.
3
with
call.
Hasn't been a whole lot going on in the last few hands.
And 5
Chief,
Need a few
boss,
players to catch something big so we can
How come you didn't bring shook
have some fireworks.
Adam's got a starting stack again. He's back to 25.
I mentioned that when you were out there. He was up to 27. I'm like, well, he's got to pick up another 10K.
Let's go. I like it. Well, how much time does he have left? About 10 minutes?
If that, I think we're probably less than.
So he's got about four hands.
He gets a little loud.
Yeah, as soon as he pulled in that pot, I'm like, well, if Eric was in here, he'd be telling you.
Such a genius.
Yep.
And
I mean, the chips have really been moving around a lot because even now, our chip leader still is at 42.7. So there's nothing, I mean, not any huge monster stacks by any means.
3 calls, 4 folds.
I mean, Ron's had the best of the feature table for the last 4 levels. He's up almost 20,000 from when he came. So Josh just tried to steal this. I think he's done now, right? He's playing the board with 3 high.
Mm-hmm.
When it checked to him, he tried to bet on the turn. It
5
didn't
bet
work.
4,000.
Oh, she's
call.
gonna snap it off with ace
Yeah,
high.
she's like, I'm not going anywhere.
Oh no, she paired her 7. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I thought she had ace high.
and she didn't put him on the king. So
Yep.
it worked last time
Yep.
against her. Didn't work this time.
Also, last time, if you go by live reads, she might have picked up this guy's bluffing me, and she might have picked up Ron actually has the best hand because Ron thought he had the best hand.
Right.
Very good.
Well, she's back to being our chip leader again now. Her and Ron are pretty much hanging right in there with each other.
So much more fun when you're at the table, Ricky.
Eight fold.
All right, my man Adam with the jack and the jack. Time for a double
Here
up.
he goes.
Nobody has.
I was just gonna
anything
say
to
nobody's
fight with.
gonna give him any action.
10 raised
So-
to 2,300.
But he'll
going
pick
to
up.
raise.
He'll pick up a couple K. I don't think anyone's gonna come along.
3 fold. 4 fold.
The Trey Deuce can't. The King 4 can't. The 9-7
5
in the big blind is not going to call with Scott. I mean, it's just over a min raise, but. Ooh, he's
Yeah,
good. All
right.
right. Let's go.
Watch him just flop the world. Jack 10-8 here.
8-10
Jack 10-8
I
right
was
now.
going to say 8-10 Jack. Oh.
That'd be awesome.
6 check.
Not even close. None of that.
What is the flop, Percy?
2 hearts. 6 of diamonds. King of spades.
Well, it's a brand new deck, so I may have something.
10 bets, 2100.
Going on underneath.
Yeah, so one of the I don't know. It worked. I don't know. It's something I have to figure out.
It's been all right. I mean,
Yeah.
and Heidi does a really good job of if she has to
Yeah.
manually put something in. So your boy's almost to 30.
1 minute. Let's go. You got one hand left to get 7K. Or 8.5?
Yeah.
8.5K. Who's gonna give
Josh
up
is down to
8.5K?
8 big blinds.
All right, here's what's gonna happen. Last hand. Josh is gonna shove.
So
Adam's gonna call and hold.
as soon as you're done with
Brandon's gonna have something big because he's down to 12 blinds. Won't it be great? Huge action. Let's see it.
I just need Adam to get. all he's
I
gotta do-
love the 6-7 suited,
He raises 3K.
and nobody has anything. It's just garbage all the way around.
Oh, the deuce tray can't do it. Okay.
2-fold.
Well, my prediction.
3-fold.
Horrible.
Horrible prediction. I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, players are going on break.
Alright, I'm gonna go
Which
make sure
means
that other table moves.
We will be back with you guys in 15 minutes with a whole new set of players. If you are following the feature table, you can follow it on Twitter, Twitch, and it's just at the feature table, all lowercase. You can also follow it on Facebook, and you will have links to our live feed.
15-minute break.
We'll see you after break, guys.
6,000.
As afraid as I am, I'm just gonna call.
I think we got, yeah.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hold on.
We left just a little bit soon. I thought everybody was going, but we have a hand still in progress. Scott Phelps with bottom pair makes a bet at it. Brandon with a gut shot.
Okay.
Now we are on break. All right, nice pickup at the end, Scott.
Not too bad. How you doing, man? Who's watching this? That's what I'm. Oh, you know what I mean? It's just tomorrow though. Chris was here when I was. Yeah, he made it.
You never know